Well, hello, guys. We are back, and today I have some thoughts on our generation. Like, I genuinely have so much faith in our generation because it's like, guys, we're so young, we're so gorgeous. Let's just stand up. Like, guys, we have all the power to stand up. We are the youth. We are going to be the next generation taking over. And I just truly believe that we are smart enough and kind enough to like actually do that. Especially like here in America, it's like we have the educational means to get there. So let's be good and make America a good superpower country. You know, like that's how my brain works. And so I'm in college and I basically correlate everything to our generation because it's like, how can we apply this? It's like, guys, we need this information for a reason. They have to be giving it. And so diagnosing our generation. That's what I actually love to do because I think that I have like an analytical eye because I love to be a little observer. That's like my little revenge is putting it back out there, like saying my little 2 cents. And so yeah, that's what I'm gonna be getting into today because I have been in the class on the constructs of sexuality. And you already know it's like um live knowledge is a real knowledge and I'm applying that because this is very contextual. This is like a lot of like stories that I can relate to for the most part. And we were talking today about what is the master construct in sexual relationships. And not even sexual relationships, it's low-key everything, but it's power. Power over. Power over. Note that word, power over. And it's crazy because it's like in every single, like, we're talking about it in at least heteronormative relationships. And honestly, some homosexual relationships can apply. But usually it's like there's someone in power over another person. So the man can be over, like, powering over the woman, basically. He has power over her. And it was interesting. Like we were breaking it down, like who is this good for? It's good for men who are in power and for women who are like at least content with like the life they get from giving power to the men. But we're talking about power with. That's what like feminist thinking is like we need to envision alternative futures. And I'm like, I can't even envision my own future because I like am still adapting. And it's like, oh yes, yeah, on a civilizational level, yeah, we need that too. So it's like, wait, let me see my little thoughts because you guys can think about this in your day to day and maybe apply it because we are the next generation. And it's like, why not hear it from me? Like I'm learning it in class and I feel like I'm decently smart. And it's fun to talk. Like I love to talk. So this is what I've been thinking about with our generation because applying what we know about like this power over power with. And like I'm kind of applying that in a yeah, okay, you'll see how I'm applying it. We'll make it go conclusion. We'll make a lot of video essay. But I think too, it's like okay, we started like early humans. Me talk like crudes. Me and roommates have been talking like caveman, and I genuinely like how caveman used to talk. Their whole thing was storytelling. They didn't like have the internet or like things to write on. These motherfuckers were just going based off of storytelling, and it's like telephone. You know how it's like things get changed, but that was like how that they had pros and cons to like oral exchange. Then they moved to text exchange when we had the print and stuff like that, and love that. Like we love the literature era, we love a library, we love to be in the books. Oh, but that soon adapted into the digital era, and here we are in the digital era where we have text and storytelling combined with imagery. Ooh, semiotics is where they got us. And because we are in our little digital era, guys, we have access to so many things. And the evolution of words alongside it is so fun because, like, what we were talking about was corn. I'm censoring myself, but you know what I mean. It's like older times, like Playboy, think about it. That used to be like that's like some of their stuff wasn't even that cray yet, you know? It really started like what was considered like hard pornography was just the act itself, and then soft was like just intimate images, like selfies, like a little bit of a Kim Kardashian moment, and that was cute, and that was soft. And then it evolved, and then like hard started like taking on new meanings of like BDSM, and then like degradation and stuff like that, and then soft became like more of just the act itself, and like that evolution. And so we talked about how people get addicted to that, and which is very valid, and like the effects of being addicted to like watching porn. And I think it's interesting to note that a lot of that like studies and stuff was like on people our age like a few years ago, like when the internet was really emerging. But like we were children. And I think it's so interesting how things that are considered like PG-13 were not that PG-13 if you really think about it, because us kids were taking in a lot of sexual media, like a lot. And then if you think about it on TikTok nowadays, everyone's talking about why does our generation have hypersexual tendencies? Not me trying to psychoanalyze our generation, but maybe because we've had like access to sexual media for a long time. And I know I didn't have YouTube. I wish I could get freaky like this. I had to get freaky using my damn imagination. But I heard people used to like just look up girls kissing on YouTube. I mean, I would look up the other, but like I'm sure that there was boys kissing too. So like, and then there was like apparently like mall pranks, and it was like, but it was consensual. I guess I don't know. I didn't watch it, but they were talking to me about it, and like they said that's like where they discovered like sexuality on the internet at young ages. And so it's like if you keep in mind just us being desensitized to it our whole entire lives, what does that mean for us? Like what does like how does corn keep evolving to fit our needs? Because obviously it was like, going along with digital, like it started with storytelling, and then we got into like soft pictures, and then we got hard pictures, and then we got softer like videos, and then you had harder videos, and like how those change the meanings of what corn even is, like what it calls to mind for every person. Because if you were to ask like a 90-year-old back then, or like a 90-year-old now who was our age, if you ask them like what is corn, like they would look at us like them in their 20s, and they'd be like oh, like this. And then we would be like, oh mama, that nothing. Let me show you what I made. Like we can like legit, like people be given AI prompts of what they want to damn see. So it's like our generation is like, oh, our like it's just been normalized now in society to talk about it, which is I think it's a good thing. I am pro getting it on, because it is a part of your life. And why I think I like okay, let me let me let me phrase this well. I understand why there's the personal and then the public sphere. Like you have these two different things. Like you aren't at like the same person you are at home when you're out in public. But why do we fragment ourselves? Why don't we just learn to love everyone and just at least have an ethical baseline? Like that's what I'm arguing for. Like that's what I want. Cuz everyone has like parts of themselves that they like shame, or like never even got to know about themselves, like they like fully just can't open the door because they have so many stigmas like before even entering the door. And it's like if everyone just had a blank slate, like we made no gender binary, everyone comes out saying everyone is like just people, so it's like go be with whoever you want, go do whatever you want. You don't maybe need to announce it to the masses, but it's like there should be no like, oh, that's not, because it's like maybe that's not what you would do, but like they could do it. Like just respect you guys. So yeah. And anyways, yeah, that's what I don't know. That's what I think we should be working towards. And so I'm like, okay, if we think about how hypersexuality has affected our generation, I think have we not noticed the rise though in OnlyFans? And I my hypothesis is why like OnlyFans? Why do people like OnlyFans? Because it's independent content creators. It's like personal, if that makes more sense. Like it's not an like the corn is an industry. Like it's an industry. These big websites that are like popping out videos, like it's all commercialized. it's a performance. Not a bad thing, but it's like those are corn stars. They're famous in that regard and lit for them. But then OnlyFans people have a different connotation, if that makes sense. Because this could be like side hustle, you know? Like it's not their full-time job, but it's like them like doing it out of their own agency, more likely than not to be like, okay, this is I want to use my body to make money because I think I look good, and if I think you guys are willing to pay for it, then I'm gonna do it. Like that makes sense. Like it puts the power into their hands and it makes their content actually like raw content or like real. It's more intimate at least. And it feels that way because it's not necessarily like this is a full on shoot where you two are just doing it and everyone's here watching you. You know? And I think the like we know the difference in production. And I love that. And I think it's because hypersexual people, when it becomes so desensitized to us that like all this media of like what is sexual, we just start wanting the real thing. Like we just want it to be good. I think that's what everyone wants now because we actually do see so many different types. Like there are genres. There are genres, guys. Like you can do whatever you want. Like genuinely everyone's doing something. There's a community for everything. Like believe it or not. So it's like don't ever we shouldn't shame. We just shouldn't shame unless you're in a weird ethical group. And this is what I talked about because we have to write like little journal entry things. And I was like, because right now we see everything that not straight bad. Not not straight is bad, right? Like a lot of people think like that. And it's because all these other like things that aren't straight and like bad for sexuality is like being gay, being like into like bestiality and then pedophilia. Those two are like the big ones that come to mind to me that it's like, oh, they're known as like what were written down as sexual deviancies. Like, oh, there's something mentally wrong with you because you have those sexual urges. And I think that stigma lingers today. But we get more personalized things and we like live it out in the like personal and it's just like I get it, guys. I get it. But there's a rise in independent people doing it because it's like we're acknowledging that we want to find our communities. But it's like, why are we only embracing that online, but then not doing it IRL? The personal and public, it's because there's so many stigmas here. No one wants to do anything here. Like, they don't want to, like, share. And it's like, oh, Bookie Bear, like, you're not hurting anyone. You're just a freak. Not a freak. No, actually, bad word because bad connotation. You're not a freak. You're just lit. You're different. God forbid. That's not a bad thing. We just need new words because all these words like, oh, you're different. It has a bad connotation, but it's like, oh no, you're just an individual. You have a personality. Oh, I love that. Like, you like a certain thing because of I don't know what, but it's not something I'd be into. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I haven't thought of that one. Don't think I might try. I might try, but I don't think I'd like it. But like, oh, like that makes sense for you. That's not a bad thing. And that's why I love that we have a rise in like independent content creators building communities, God forbid. And it's out of their own agency. And it also, which I think is important, is it borderlines, well, I don't know. It's kind of like in the middle between corn and then like lokes. I'm gonna put it with sex work, like our traditional sense of sex work. And I think it meets here because it's like it is sometimes they do like individual things, if that makes sense. But your sex work isn't bad. And I think that's also why OnlyFans has a bad stigma. Like people are still watching corn even though they're going on corn for things that are on OnlyFans. Also, you have to pay for OnlyFans, which is entirely different. But I think people want more what's on OnlyFans, and I think that's why our generation. Oh my god, I'm. Our generation likes X for a reason. I mean, obviously it started as Twitter, but we like Twitter for other reasons besides tweeting now. And it's legit because they be posting like independent content creator stuff on there because it's like promos for OF. It's like how they sponsor themselves, like or like brand promo. I don't know. And oh, oh my god, I know people who do that, and honestly, they put me on. Because yes, independent. It's real. It's what you imagine yourself actually doing, and it's not performative. It's not like screaming all the time, and it's not like you know? And you can, if corn gets you there, it gets you there. But I think our generation, that's why we see a rise in our generation using things like X in those outlets. Or just why I think that option is there for those people. But I'm like, ooh, let's go there. Because I don't think OF is bad. I honestly think, I think it's beautiful. And if you ever see me on there one day, it's because I think it's beautiful. Like, I don't know. If I don't, like, genuinely, this is my thought process. If you got a banging body, and I'm not saying I would want it to be my sole occupation, but like, keep in mind, my plan here is to move to LA right after I graduate from UCSB. Oh, it's still on, period. But I want to go to LA as soon as I graduate from UCSB and try and become a screenwriter. I have been working since I was 15. I had 2 jobs in high school. I do have money. But if there were a point to which I was going like a little brokey moment and my occupation wasn't like fulfilling my what is that? What's the word I'm looking for? Not I think fiduciary is a word for finances, but there's another word. But fiduciary needs, then I would low key be an OF content creator because if you think my body's high and you're willing to pay me just to look at it and you're not even touching it, how that bad? How that bad? How is that bad? Genuinely, people who are choosing to put their bodies on the internet, oh my god, they make money because someone want buy. Why you judge? They make money. They trying to work system because system is hard to work in. And honestly, if that's how you need to get money, we want first rule is to survive. Like obviously, like no one. I'm not saying I love capitalism, but I'm saying like in order to survive under capitalism as like specifically like a queer person of color, there's a lot of obstacles. And so it's like I think it's beautiful that it gives because okay, keep in mind also that sex work in the past there's a lot of like prostitutes are associated with like the trans community. Hello. Watch Paris is Burning. I was like trying to think of it because I just watched a film called Born in Flames, but different agenda. But yes, Paris is Burning talks about it. And so does RuPaul. RuPaul has talked about it a lot. And the association is because, like, that's what your body comes down to is a commodity when everyone just sees you for your body, which is what happens to a lot of, like, the trans community. And so it's interesting to note that. And so OnlyFans is not a bad thing. Don't stigma anyone, is my thoughts on that. And I think it's so interesting why it's, like, popping up. And it's because like humans just want connection. Like that is so sweet. Like then let's connect. That's my thought. I'm like I hate the digital age because I prefer like I want to like connect like with everyone. Like we see each other. Like our communities are just like hypersexualized like in this sense because it's like how do I say this? I don't know. Our cultures are all like put it into such pros and cons. And like what is the sexy version of this culture and then what is the unsexy version of this culture. And that is just the most annoying part. Like all these categories. Like if it was physical, then it's like we know that you are a real person because the screen barrier does something to a person's head. They forget that the other person isn't just like I don't know, pixels. And it's yeah, so that affects. So I'm like, bring back, I don't know, alien connecting IRL. Like, we need to touch hair like an avatar. I'm so serious. Like, touch my bob. We can go bob for bob. Like, let's go right now. Come on. But yeah, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. I honestly don't know if any of that made sense, but I'm gonna really hope it did because I thought that topic was so interesting, and I know that was also just me rambling. But like, mind map with me. We need to think more in a not linear process. This is literally all my propaganda, and I'm here for it. Okay, thank you for staying for my like TED Talk lesson. I am Mr. Gervasio, and that was today's lecture. Have a good rest of your evening.